No more backward thinking, thinking ahead. Wiggle all your teaching.
This is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Qiana.
You see the dream.
And I am the intellectual gangster, your brother Donnie El Professor.
Yes, and we're brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See That.
And we are redefining
what is cool.
Because smart
is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
Hey.
So it's Friday.
All day long.
All day long. All day long.
How was your week?
It was a nice week.
All right.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Now, listen, you can't keep that rich baritone off the airwaves.
That Paul Robeson baritone.
That's what it is. That Paul Robeson.
Good morning,
baritone.
Sierra. Sierra came in swinging and banging.
Oh, thank you so much. This is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, as Q said, on 99.1 FM, WJM 99 Jams, the Bird Carafesta Radio. We are your morning show. We'd like to thank you so very much for allowing us in your homes, in your cars, wherever you may be listening to this broadcast or wherever you may be viewing us online. Please continue to follow, like, comment, and share.
Okay. Yes. So how was y'all week?
It was good.
My week was good. This week was a pretty interesting week with everything that was happening in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting week. We on last Saturday, I was riding with my boys. I took my boys over with me to my office in Tampa, and on our way back, coming through Temple Terrace, we rode right through the heart of international politics. In that, on one side of the road, there was a Zionist, pro-Israel faction. On the other side of the road, because we could only see one side, it was Zionists and Americans. And we looked at the other side of the road, and there was about 200 Palestinians. So yeah, it was very indicative of the world's situation today. So, we're international. We have international reach here at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So,
ooh.
And if you ever want to see a protest, just go to Tampa.
Oh yeah, they keep them.
Tampa. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They keep it going. St. Pete, we just be about it. We just be with it.
So I'm about it.
Yeah, yo.
Did anybody watch the BET Hip Hop Awards?
I did not.
I watched some of it. I didn't actually get to the awards. I got to the opening monologue and then I got off.
Then you got off. You were like tapped out.
Oh, I was sleepy. I was always sleepy.
Midterm time.
Oh yeah.
Just the midterm season for us
study
university people.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell them how we can call in?
Yes, call in 727-637-2416 because it is Freestyle Friday. So we do need to do.
What's that, Q?
Good morning around the world.
Good morning around the world. All right, here we go. Starting the east, move our way to the west. Let's start in Japan. We will say Ohio.
Ohio.
It's just like the state, Ohio. Hop over to China, which is the second most populous country in the world. We'll say in Mandarin, ni hao.
Ni hao.
The response, if someone would tell you thank you in Mandarin, it would be ngoi.
Ngoi.
And in Mandarin it'd be xin xin.
Xin xin.
Xin xin. And in
we never said xin xin before.
Yeah, in Cantonese it'll be ngoi.
Ngoi.
Ngoi in Cantonese and xin xin in Mandarin. Ooh, most populous country in the world, India. They would say namaste.
Namaste.
My light
Hey.
recognizes your light. There was a really good thing on too. Q, I saw on an Instagram short where you had two individuals who were from India, and they were saying, please don't call us Hindu, because Hindu is a European colonial term for the people who live in India.
Mhm.
So we don't even call ourselves Hindu. Hindu comes from Europeans not being able to say Indus.
Well, I think so. What I'm learning, right?
Yep.
Is that people give you names
Come on now.
that you don't ask for. Like they wanna like the cisgender. I ain't asked to be cisgender.
Right.
Right. I'm okay with just being a woman. I think you're okay with just being a man.
Indeed.
And then everybody has their titles,
Mhm.
right? So I'm just thinking,
Colonialism is real bad with giving people names.
yeah,
Because they mess it up.
Yeah, and not just that, but they impose their culture on other cultures, and they name people what they want them to be called rather than their names. Real quick interruption on Good Morning Around the World, but when people call Palestinians Arabs,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Palestinians are not Arabs. If you look at the history of Palestine, Arabs, people who we call Arabs, people from what we consider to be the Arabian Peninsula, came to Palestine.
Mhm.
The people who were there, the Palestinians, are Phoenicians. Phoenicians, the capital of Phoenicia is Carthage. Was
Mhm.
Carthage, and Carthage is in North Africa.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're talking about Northeast African people who they're calling Arabs. So again, colonizers tend to call people what they want you to be named rather than what you are or who you are. So it's a really interesting thing to bring up on that one, Q.
Yeah, because people just gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like I tell people all the time, like don't call me like my mama named me Qiana.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I have other names that I'll rock with, but overall, my mom named me Qiana. Call me Qiana.
Q, we put a border up and we call Native Americans Mexicans.
Mm.
We put up an arbitrary border and we call people who live in what they call the United States Native Americans. And then you cross the border, you call those people Mexicans. As if somehow there's a difference between people who live in Texas and people who live in Mexico. There's no cultural difference in between the two. But when we think of quote unquote Native Americans, we think of Disney princess like Pocahontas. We don't think about the brothers and sisters from Mexico who we see every day at Home Depot waiting outside to try to catch a job. You know, those are indigenous people. Those are Native Americans. But for some reason, you know, Disney is giving us what a Native American is, I guess.
Well, somebody else probably gave it to them. You know what I mean?
Washington Irving. Washington Irving. I know the exact man who did. His name is Washington Irving. Yes.
But you know, a lot of times we are miseducated.
Thoroughly.
Right. And then what we do is we pass on the miseducation.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. And we don't even know what we're doing. Sometimes we don't even know when we're being disrespectful because we think that we're paying homage or we're calling the people by their right name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's really hard to cipher, especially when you have it in your history books.
Yes.
You have it, your teachers are teaching you this, your grandparents and all that other stuff, your parents and because everything gets passed down.
Come on now.
And so when it's passed down, and then a lot of people just don't, take the time to, because honestly, to unravel all of this, we wouldn't talk to anybody. Almost. Just to go ahead and do the research and to like get, so it's like this, all right. I think I told you it's like the necklace that has all the knots in it, and you think you get it loose.
The herringbone.
And then as soon as you get to one, it's another one, and you're never you get frustrated. That's how many lies we've been told.
That's the reason why also I wore this one instead of the other rope that I got.
Because it's just smooth.
That's what it is. Sometimes you get them naps stuck in the herringbone and you got to pull the hair out of the herringbone. Come on, I ain't the only one that grew up in the child support neighborhood. I know about this. We all know about this. But no, I definitely understand what you're saying. But that's why it's good to have a resource like the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Where we can come and really brief snippets. We can get some information so we can move on it, because we live in a world of meanings where people have been given names and meanings that don't necessarily fit them or who they are. They call quote unquote sub-Saharan African people Bantu. A lot of us.
Hashtag land back.
All day, 100%. Without compensation. We're talking about land appropriation we're not giving anyone any money for it. We're not going to buy our land back on the continent. We're going to take our land back on the continent. And if you want to work with us in business and work to help to develop your business through our land, then we might allow that. But we're not going to pay people for what they've stolen. That's not going to happen. Shout out to Julius Malema and the EFF.
Well, some people are.
Gonna pay?
Yeah.
For people for what they stolen?
Yeah, people do it all the time. You buy your house, right?
Land appropriation without compensation on the African continent. We are not going to give the Boer back any.
We're over there to Africa. That's where you went to.
Oh, well, I went there first. Yeah, that's you know, I'm Afrocentric, so that's what my mind got to go first. Mm-hmm. But we ain't gonna do it nowhere. I don't think that anybody should do. I don't think that indigenous people should buy back the United States. No, they should take back the United States, and if the United States wants to operate, then they should pay them to operate on their property. But now, again,
you do that with Cuba.
You do that with everywhere. You know, the United States does that. You know, with every. There's nowhere in the world the United States is going to operate in Europe and not pay back the European countries that they operate in. That's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're not going to do that. But
dealing with stolen property, Yubi says.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, Brother Yubi, thank you so very much for bringing that one up, because nobody really has to respect the price of somebody who's selling something to them that they stole. Now,
I agree.
Come on, Kim, you agree to that.
Say that one more time.
You do not have to respect the price of somebody who's selling you something that they've stolen.
You don't. Right, because you know,
so you don't.
It's holiday season. It's about to be holiday season, and I'm not promoting any of this, but you know, there's always people out there selling goods that everybody else is looking for, and you know, sometimes you know they're a little pricey, and I'm like, how can you sell this and you ain't even buy it? Like, how you gonna price gouge me and you ain't even buy it? So anything you get is a profit.
I'm telling you, that's the way it works. Though. And in economics, it's called the primitive accumulation of capital, and that is the problem that we have with the Western world. Mm-hmm. Is that when capitalism was being established, they didn't pay for what they started developing and building wealth off of. They didn't pay for the new world. They didn't come over to the new world and then compensate the people who they enslaved.
So you be saying last time I checked, it was illegal.
It is. It should.
And then Shayna say, but that's why we buy it at 50% off. I'm just saying.
Bro.
Like you gotta give me. So listen, if it's stolen, you gotta give me like at least a 50 to 60% off.
It's all profit.
It's all profit
for the crook. And that's what we've been saying. That's what we've been yelling for years. And with #landback, it's all profit. I mean, these are people who profited now for half a millennia, 500 years. They've constantly gotten richer and richer and richer off something that they stole because they never paid for it from jump. If I steal a gold mine, if I steal a gold mine,
I want to steal a gold mine.
I want to steal a gold mine without any of the repercussions. Like any of the consequences of stealing the gold.
I mean, people, we seen, like, if we're talking about people stealing, right? And we say that America was stolen, right? Yeah. There was no repercussions for that.
Yet.
But I mean, so here, let's say this. As long as it's been in America, right? If I have to wait all these years to get my repercussion, I'll wait. Like, somebody else will get it, but I have made my money. Now, this is just the other flip side of the pancake, right? I mean, like in hindsight, like look how much money they made. Mm-hmm. Look at the foundation they have set for their people, and then in another 100 years, if they get repercussions, another 50 years if they get repercussions. Look how many years they've been doing their thing. They've been dancing. I mean, if you're a criminal and you're looking at it like, I had all these years to enjoy this, and if I get caught,
I mean,
later on, then it is what it is.
The only thing is Q, is we've yet to see what those repercussions are. And I can guarantee you, as somebody who firmly believes that human beings are the ones who create justice, we'll see if it was worth it. We'll see if it was worth it.
Well, at this point, if I steal it and I pass it on to my grandkids,
Mhm.
by the time we get to the fourth generation, they probably done already sold it, right?
It's
Right,
possible. It's
right.
possible.
So then my my offsprings
Mhm.
have made enough money, did some other stuff. Unfortunately, it's probably somebody else who's going to get it.
But that's still you.
I'm just saying I'm saying by the fourth generation, they probably done pawned everything out of me. And then started something else. My vision ain't their vision.
You say wealth accumulation.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
They have moved on, and then somebody else go, and then whoever's there that's fighting for justice. Unfortunately, it might not even hit the person bloodline who did it.
That's fine. Whatever's. I mean, we only build today from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever is being built and whatever is being constructed in the world will only go to forward the individuals who eventually take possession of what was rightfully taken from them. If you were to give to indigenous people in the 16th century what was taken from them in the 16th century, they wouldn't have the advances that they have now in the 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the advances that the indigenous people are going to get when they get the land back in the 23rd century.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what will be already built by the individuals who came before them when they get it back. The thing is not when they get it back, it's that it is inevitable that they will get it back, and African people will get Africa back. We'll get Africa back with African land, labor, and resources, the same thing that made the world great and makes the world run right now. This will happen. This is an eventuality, and it's an inevitability. It will not happen. So whatever they do to increase the value or to increase the wealth that they think that they're accruing from the African continent, thank you, because that's just going in the kitty. We're going to get all that back
Mm-hmm.
and some. So
we get land back and greenbacks.
That's it. That's how it works.
I like it.
We got the gold and the uranium. We got it all, man. So we're gonna get it.
Wakanda forever.
You got a would you rather for us?
Would you rather?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so would you rather?
You're supposed to say, all right, find your soulmate or your caller.
No, it's telling you to put it up there.
Oh.
Reality radio, folks.
Yes. Would you rather find your soulmate or your calling?
All right, Q. It's on you first.
So are you looking for I think I want to find my life purpose.
Okay. And then we're saying this with they're mutually exclusive, right? Your soulmate isn't necessarily your calling. And your calling isn't necessarily your soulmate. It's one or the other, right?
It's one or the other.
Okay.
You don't get both.
All right.
You don't get both.
There is no like weaseling around.
Like you don't get both. You be say calling. Shayna say soulmate. And I've seen some. So I've talked to someone who found their life purpose. Right, makes tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
And was like they would give it all up to find the person that they're supposed to be with, and be just average.
Okay.
I can see it both. I'm a hopeless romantic, right? And so I can see. So this is the scale in me going back and forth.
Libra season.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, hop in. Come on.
I got a rep for the Scorpio.
Yeah.
But listen, I like Libras. Libras are cool. My grandfather was a Libra.
Okay, do your hands. Come on. Thank you.
That's good enough.
I'll get it.
I apologize, King Jab. I listen. I did.
He did it too.
He did it too. He was trying to kill the fingers the last time. We got it. All right, listen.
Okay, so go ahead.
Go ahead, Q. No, Q, put it down.
No. So, calling or soulmate? Now, watch. Your wife is listening.
For me?
Yeah, Crystal is on here listening.
This is the funny thing.
I'm just throwing this out there.
I used to, and we were at Crystal and I were actually having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I used to believe in soulmates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anymore. I don't think that I think that the idea that there is a quote unquote person for you that's your soulmate is extremely selfish. And it's selfish It's a selfish desire, and it's a selfish projection.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and this is how I honestly feel, and this is what I am. This is the situation I am with Chris. Is I'm really glad that I get the opportunity to choose her every day instead of her being the one. I get up every day with the conscious decision to make the conscious decision to choose her rather than her being that inevitable conclusion. In other words, she is the one for me. No, she's the one that I choose
To be for you.
every day.
To be for you.
To be for me.
So,
Right.
so because she does it for you, she makes your soul flutter.
See, Q, I don't think I got a soul though.
You
That's
do,
the only
yeah.
thing. I don't think I got a
So
soul.
you really do have a soul.
I think that's gas, Q. I think that
so
feeling that
this
be moving around inside here. I think that's gas, Q.
No.
Black people say you get gas all in your back.
No.
You done heard it before.
No. So she.
But I don't believe. No, I don't believe that she's my soulmate, and I hope that I'm not hers. And I say that because I hope that she also wakes up every day with the same desire to choose me.
I think even with your soulmate, right? For me, because I think you still chooses. You choose. There's definitely still a choice in there. You've seen people who you have deep connection with, but it's toxic, and you choose not to entertain it for a long period of time.
But are they soulmates?
It's a possibility. And I think it comes in different forms. I think people with soulmates think that it has to be your relationship base. It could be your friend. It could be your business partner. Like I have somebody, I'd be like, this is my SM, my soulmate in business. We just work really good in business. I choose, just like you said, I choose to always throw ideas at this person and go back and forth with them because we just gel when it comes to business. I'm like, this is my soulmate in business. I feel like we think that we put it in a box and think that it's just one person. I think our soul can be attached to different people. We say, no. We talk about soul. We talk about like soul ties, right?
I don't believe.
No, but they talk about it all the time. So I think that you have different connections with people, and I think life is so broad and so beautiful. We think that we are just attached to one person. So like I definitely still believe in soulmates. Now that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not spiritual like that though.
Okay.
So I don't think that that's a real thing. I don't believe in soul ties at all. I believe that people who want to continue to have sex with somebody they have sex with, but I don't think it's soul tied. I think that's a decision that you're making. And I think if given a different decision, you'll make a different decision. I don't think you can ghost anybody if there's a such thing as soul ties. And I know people who get ghosted all the time. And I also don't know, Q, and you touched on this, but you ran from it.
I didn't run from it. I run it back.
What if the person that is your quote unquote soulmate, you just don't like? You don't love them, you can't get along with. What if that person is the person that's your soulmate?
So we saw this also. No, that wouldn't be your soulmate. It's like because it's something about
who determines the soulmate? Do you determine who your soulmate is, or is it already predetermined? Libra scales written in the stars. Libra scales, hopeless romantic. Who makes that determination?
Well, I'm one of them people. I think it is written in the stars, right?
Okay.
But you choose the path that you're going to take.
Okay.
I do think that you have choices, right? And like you know how like they say like, dang, I missed that person. Like that was a good person for me. And sometimes you just choose poorly. That's the good thing about life is that we choose the path that we go on. I think that nothing happens by accident. People who are supposed to be in your life do come in your life, but I do also think that there is work that has to go into it.
You just hedge your bets? You just hedged your bets, Q. You just hedged your bets. You just said that is destiny and it's fate, but it's also choices.
Yes.
That's hedging your bets. If it's destiny and it's fate and it's unavoidable.
But what I'm saying is, so like, I think we're supposed to be here, right? We're supposed to be now. We've known each other for a long time. I could choose to like keep on entertaining this and be like, no. But I think that people that you meet, you're supposed to meet them. Now, your choice at this point is what I'm gonna do with this person when I meet it. So you know how like when you go, they say be ready, always so you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? So business opportunities come. You're supposed to meet that person, right? Now the opportunity is there. Fate, the stars put the opportunity in there. Now, if you wasn't ready for it, shame on you. If you didn't take the opportunity, shame on you. You see people who sit in regret and was like, they thought it was something better. They made wrong choices. But that's still the beauty of life, is that I still think that it's written in the stars for you to meet. Like opportunities come up there, but then you still have the choice to do a great thing with it or not.
You know what I'm going to ask you, though,
it don't matter what you're going to ask.
You know I'm going to ask, why don't?
It don't matter. Go ahead, run it.
Can your soulmate, can you be somebody's soulmate and they not be yours?
It's a possibility. I'm like, I think you've seen people who love hard on people, and they love them enough to know that you do it for me, but I don't do it for you.
So how do you explain that when somebody is somebody's soulmate and the other person is not their soulmate?
Oh my Lord!
No, you can't open up Pandora's box on Freestyle Friday and think you just about to railroad this conversation. No, we have listeners that you need to explain this to, because we need to know. You threw me in the fire pan talking about something. You got Crystal on the line. We need to know this. So
you just want to make sure that you
go home safe.
You want to make sure you go home safe so you can get you some cutting tonight.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen.
That's all.
No. Yassine is the product of that cutting, but the thing is,
we have 2 minutes until we go on break, right? Yassine, what are you doing?
Because I was just sitting here like Skip Bayless while I was watching y'all talk. I'm choosing soulmate.
Okay.
The way I see it, I mean, I kind of define it differently than anybody else. It's the person that I want to be with. I don't know if it's determined in the stars or something. I pretty much just a lucky guess. That's the way I describe it. But if I can find that person, because I already found my color. Radio is my color.
So, okay. But you can't have both.
Oh, well, then. I mean, radio make money, though. That's if I can find somebody with money, I'm choosing my collar.
My man said adios. If that's
wait, you going back? You just switched out on your soulmate so quick.
I mean, if I don't have what I have right now, like if I don't have the startup that I have right now, then yeah, of course, I need that money.
Oh, okay.
My goodness, shaking my
head. So listen, we have another packed hour coming out with this Freestyle Friday. Y'all can keep on chatting. Y'all really ain't said too, but they started out talking about soulmates. Yeah, throw it out there while we're out there. Tag a friend, tell them we'll be back 7 minutes after the hour, and this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Hello, friends and neighbors of District 7 and the greater St. Petersburg community. Welcome to the District 7 newsletter. Today is 7/7/23, and we would like to take a few moments to review some of the achievements of our representative on the City Council, Brother John Mahamet. Over the past 9 months, Council Member Mohammed has worked diligently to uplift and support residents of our district by advocating for small businesses, addressing social justice issues, fostering community engagement, and so much more.
In this brief video presentation, we will share with you some of the work that is being done to build a stronger, more prosperous, and inclusive district.
But he can't do it alone. He needs your help. There are many ways you can get involved and make a difference right here in our community. So, if you haven't already, I encourage you to take the District 7 survey and subscribe to our newsletter at www.d7speaks.com.
By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about upcoming events, initiatives, and opportunities to get involved. Together, we can continue to build a stronger, more inclusive District 7. And once again, We would like to thank you for your dedication to our community and taking a few moments to review a little bit of the work being done to create a brighter future for District 7.
Let us begin by highlighting Council Member Mohammed's commitment to supporting small businesses and promoting economic development. During Small Business Week, Brother John stood alongside Mayor Ken Welch, Council Chair Brandy Gabbard, and other members of the Council, as well as city staff, to announce the allocation of $1.35 million to support small businesses in South St. Pete. Councilmember Mohammed was also blessed to read a proclamation declaring Small Business Week during the launch of the Microfund Grant Program, which provides financial assistance to local entrepreneurs. Through these initiatives, we aim to foster economic growth and sustainability within our district.
Brother John also took time to meet with small business owners in our district, including a stop at the Tasty Treat Cafe, and participating in the ribbon-cutting ceremony of Sid's and the Catalyst on the Deuces. These establishments mark the opening of new spaces for meeting, collaboration, and contribute to the economic development of our district.
Recognizing the importance of a thriving business community, Council Member Mohammed is actively working with local business owners to organize the 49th Street Business Association. This initiative aims to unite local entrepreneurs, encourage collaboration, and support economic growth and development along the corridor.
Moving on to community engagement and outreach, Council Member Mohammed has been actively participating in neighborhood association meetings, providing opportunities for residents to voice their concerns, share ideas, and work together towards community improvement.
He has also held several one-on-one meetings with constituents on various topics, in addition to hosting 2 town hall gatherings to ensure their voices are heard and their concerns are addressed effectively. This direct engagement with the community allows him to understand the needs of our district and work with others to find the best solutions.
Council Member Mohammed has also recognized the outstanding contributions of individuals through the Sunshine Ambassador Awards. These awards celebrate those who are making a positive impact in our community and inspiring others to follow in their footsteps.
In addition, he actively participated in outreach efforts with the Urban Affairs Department, is co-hosting regular community canvases and cookouts, while also attending community events to engage with residents, listen to their concerns, and work towards finding solutions that positively impact our community.
Council Member Mohammed is also a consistent advocate for social justice and community support. He recently attended the Florida for All Unity March and Rally, advocating for equality, justice, and the well-being of all residents. He attended the St. Pete Pride Parade with his family and participated in a flag-raising ceremony, while promoting inclusivity and celebrating diversity.
Councilmember Mohammed has actively participated in Juneteenth celebrations, mural reveal, flag-raising ceremonies, and other events commemorating the emancipation of enslaved individuals and highlighting the significance of African American history and culture.
Addressing the critical issue of mental health, he served as a panelist and has been a strong advocate for raising awareness and advocating for improved resources and support systems within our community.
Moreover, Councilmember Mohammed contributed to the State of Black St. Pete panel discussion, addressing the challenges, achievements, and future prospects of the Black community in our district. Councilmember Mohammed's commitment to interfaith dialogue, cultural understanding, and unity is exemplified by his participation in the 5th annual Lifter Dinner, the budding Black and Jewish community cohort, regularly meeting with faith leaders, and attending church services in the district, all while promoting peace, harmony, and mutual respect within our diverse community.
Education and youth empowerment are also at the forefront of Councilmember Mohammed's agenda. He has visited schools within our district, engaging with principals to discuss challenges, opportunities, and ways to enhance educational outcomes for our students.
Council Member Mohammed delivered the opening address at the St. Pete Strong Youth Conference, empowering young individuals and inspiring them to become leaders and positive agents of change. He also arranged a tour and shared words of encouragement to a youth group in the council chambers.
At the Keys to Manhood workshop, he delivered a keynote address, emphasizing the importance of mentorship, personal growth, and character development among young men.
Recognizing the importance of education and opportunities for underrepresented populations in certain industries, Council Member Mohammed participated in the Friends of Albert Whitted Airport Youth Scholarship presentation. which provided deserving students with resources needed to explore careers in aviation.
Councilmember Muhammad's legislative advocacy and commitment to community development are evident through his actions. He took action to close a loophole in the Tenants' Bill of Rights, ensuring greater protection and fair treatment for renters in our city.
He motioned to advance discussions on tenants' rights to legal counsel out of committee and continues to advocate for equitable access to legal representation for individuals facing housing issues.
Councilmember Muhammad also submitted a long list of budget recommendations that include support for the community-owned One Community Grocery Co-op, funding for a publicly owned attainable housing pilot for low to moderate income families, funding for the recommendations of the structural racism study, and creation of a dedicated fund to support restorative actions based on the findings, among other things. He also advocated for continuing support for the St. Pete Youth Farm, youth literacy programs, and submitted recommendations for improvements to the historic Jenny Hall Pool.
In conclusion, District 7 City Council member John Muhammad's dedication to community development, social justice, and economic empowerment is evident through his involvement in a wide range of initiatives over the past 9 months.
Back. We are back. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I am Qiana.
I am You Seen the Dream.
It's the intellectual gangster, your brother Donnie, el profesor.
Yes, and we are brought to you by the New Image Project, better known as
See that?
And-
Tight this morning.
and we are redefining what is cool.
Because smart.
Is
The new
Gangsta.
baby.
Best believe.
So okay, the first hour we did Good Morning Around the World.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about getting our land back, not paying for it. We did the Would You Rather,
Yes.
right? Would you rather find your soulmate or your calling? And Shayna said, very well put, I'd rather be chosen every day.
Yep.
Right. And I do, whoever you with, you want them to choose to be with you. Like, I want you to wake up and say, like, I don't care what we go through, I still rather do it with you. And we hear it in the songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it is a constant, like, because you can love somebody and choose not to be with them.
I agree. I think that's what I was trying to get around to. And I think that's the position I came to, because at one time I did believe in soulmates.
Oh.
At one time I believed in souls. Like, I don't anymore. But at one time that was a belief that I actually had. So I thought about, being fated for somebody. Oh man, my whole life led me to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded real good as a Jagged Edge song.
Mm-hmm.
Until I realized that, I kind of made these decisions that led me into this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy with the decisions that I made. I wouldn't want to be tied to anyone that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, that's torture. Have to wake up every day. What if somebody's your soulmate and you don't like them? Somebody's your soulmate and they got bad hygiene, and you got to wake up and you got to smell that every day, and you are just locked in that Groundhog Day of no.
But see, the thing is, it's so in my mind, your soulmate is not going to torture you. You know what I mean? Your soulmate is not going to be somebody who is not the yin to your yang.
Mm.
So when you say, like, you got to wake up with somebody who but that's not going to be your soulmate.
Won't be mine.
No, I'm just saying it won't be your soulmate. In my mind, when you look at it, it's somebody the yin to your yang.
Right.
Somebody that also help your purpose, give your vision a better purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else who see your vision and expand it. You know what I mean? It's something that go ahead, it gives you an extra lifeline when you don't have it yourself. Like, it's not the person that don't do it for you. That is not your soulmate. Like, we meet people all the time that don't do it for you. You like, oh no, I could never. There's some people like there's some people who have that are an acquired taste, and most people are, right?
Uh-huh.
For your soulmate, you're their acquired taste. You do it for them. You don't do it for everybody else.
I got you, but Q, you know how we all know some people that's funky.
And you know what? It's another funky person that like that funky person. So listen,
that's somebody's soulmate,
right? And it's just not mine. So what I'm learning, there's a value in every market. Who to say What is the value in their market?
There's
different diamonds. You know, some of them got good clarity, some of them do not. But there's still a value on them. And the diamond that you don't pick, somebody else did.
I agree.
And it works for them and they're happy with it. And that's it.
My whole thing is just, I just want it to be a diamond that we could pick. I don't want it to be a diamond. A pickable diamond. I don't want to be a diamond that I was born to be with. Because if I was born to be with this and I didn't have no choice of me being born, and that means I just have to deal with this funky behind diamond.
No. But
we can't do with a diamond with pant.
But see,
who pant is hard in the middle. We can't do that.
No. But see,
we can't do
that. So listen, that ain't your diamond. But somebody else look at that diamond and be like, "This is the best thing smoking since sliced bread."
I agree. Does anybody not have a soulmate? Or is anybody born to not be with nobody?
Because like there's I forget who's more, but I think there are more men than women in the world.
And so that's a myth. Like it is, but it's not. Like it used to be a lot more women than men, but at this point it's like 2 men more than women.
Well, they're more American African. They're more black women than they are black men.
But we're talking about just people in general,
right?
Just people in general, because people date outside their race.
Very few, relatively.
People date outside their race.
Very few, relatively. Q. Very few, relatively. But I guess this. Listen. We'll get to this one later on in the mix. It's more in the mix, but very few people usually date and find relationships with the individuals with whom they share many things in common. And American African women, black women, marry black men 97% of the time.
No, so I will agree with you on that. So no rebuttals on that.
Yeah.
So statistically, you're looking at who black men marry outside their race more than anybody else.
Not more than anybody else, but more than black women. Yes.
No, more. If you even look at it, like
in the United States.
I'm just talking about
86% of black men in the United States marry black women. 14% of black men in the United States don't marry black women.
And how many?
That's Donnie with the stats.
You know,
so, no,
listen,
I'm just saying, but so how many white men marry outside their race?
That I don't have white men.
I mean, again, because I can't remember the numbers. I went and looked at it. Black men marry outside their race more than anybody else.
Okay,
also, black men have the highest divorce rate than anybody else.
But
I'm just saying, this is across the way.
I know the study that you're quoting. If you finish reading the study, what you'll find is, yes, black men do get divorced more than any other community in the United States. Black women are the only community in the United States. This divorce rate is twice the rate of their marriage. So black men get married more than black women.
Again, and this so you're proving my point.
Okay.
Right? So again, y'all will marry more, right? But you said
we're also the most physically attractive men on the planet.
But y'all the hardest to deal with.
But we're the most because
right. No. But you're the hardest to deal. But you know who stay married the most? You know what group stay married? No.
Let's be accurate with this statistic. Okay. So you say that we're the hardest to deal with. No, we're just the easiest to divorce. See, it's two different. No, I'm serious.
Tomatoes.
No, not at all. Because the overwhelming majority of black men are neither married nor do they have children. The vast majority of black men are unmarried and don't have children. Black men only make up 6% of the U.S. population. That means 94% of everybody else is not a black man in the United States. And black men tend to not have the assets, the accrued assets that other men have in other communities.
So I'm going to say, this
makes us very easy to divorce. And hold on now. And in the divorce cases where black men are divorced, 84% of those divorces are filed by women.
Because y'all hard to deal with. And then, so let me tell you this. I'm an advocate.
It's because we're easy to divorce.
No, it is. So listen. No. So listen. I let you talk. Wait. I let you talk. So let me tell you this. Is that I love black men. I'm an advocate for black men, and I say this all the time, and you're not gonna like this. Y'all are gentle creatures. Like y'all want. No, you are. No, you are.
No,
so listen.
It's very easy to divorce somebody who you think is a fragile creature. We're not fragile creatures, and we're not gentle creatures. What we are people who a war has been propagated against for the last 500 years. So if that is the case, because we bring together all of the physical traits that all women on the planet Earth want, then it's very, very easy for us, because we're considered to be disposable. It's easy for the people to lock us up. It's easy for people to forget us. It's easy for people to fire us. It's easy for people to disregard us. It's easy for people to miseducate us. And it's easy for people to divorce us. So please don't confuse and don't conflate divorce with the ability to be able to get along with.
Learn some of those the hard way.
I'm going to tell you is that typically when you divorce somebody, it's because you have difficulties in the marriage, right? No, you do. So listen, no. You don't divorce nobody that you are like perfectly in line with and you're getting everything that you need. Now, divorce happens because people are not happy. And usually that's because somebody in the marriage is not getting what they need. So,
or what they want.
No, however, or what they want. So that's something that they feel like they needed in their marriage. And they're not getting it.
They feel like they wanted it.
But so listen,
think about all the white women. Think about all the white women in toxic marriages who do not get divorced because it is not financially viable for them to do so. It's not because the person that they with is easy to get along with.
So somebody say, "What a joke! How this a great show?"
You ain't gotta work. That's what I'm saying. I'm not.
You're right. This is it. I mean, this is the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
That's it. And we talk about hard things.
We do. And I mean, I want since this person threw it out there, we could talk about it.
How is this a great show?
How is this a great show? Because people come in and listen to it. And every show is not going to be what you want to hear. You know what I mean? And we cannot please everybody, unfortunately. And I would hope that you would like it. But if not, what did you and say? Keep it pushing then. That's it. We're not going to be for everybody.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be for everybody, because when you're trying to be for everybody, then you're not yourself.
Come on.
Right. And so I have to be the authentic Qiana. Donnie has to be the authentic Donnie, and Yasim and Jab and Brother John and Jabbar. We are who we are. And the people who come and listen to it love exactly who we are. And sometimes they agree with us and sometimes they don't. And this is what a village looks like.
But we thank whoever made the comment. We thank you for listening. We thank you for watching. And we're really thankful to be a part of your morning. So thank you so very much.
So listen, so this topic, what we're just talking about, we can talk about this on He Say, She Say.
Okay.
This is a good He Say, She Say topic, because we can every first Friday at Urban Drinkery.
Right.
Also, since we're talking about Urban Drinkery, every morning, Monday through Saturday, she sells coffee. Urban Drinkery has coffee, teas there for you. Muffins. Go out there. If you haven't had your coffee, go sit out there to Urban Drinkery.
And Urban Drinkery is a supporter of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Yes, it is.
And
the station.
Yes. And if you would like to be mentioned as community partners with the station and with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, please consider donating to the station or donating to the show, or send us stars on Facebook. How do stars work, you again?
Oh, so listen, if you never had stars before, Facebook give you your first 200 for free. You go ahead and collect those 200, you send us to us. Now, if you have gotten them, just like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are. They are 1 cent a piece. So go ahead, get your stars, send them to us. If you like the comment, if you don't like the comment, if you want to be angry about it, go ahead, put it in there. Give us the anger face. We accept it all.
Yes.
Right?
Like, share, and comment on our YouTube broadcast as well, y'all.
So, yes, now moving on to
I think we got a weather advisory from National Weather Service for a thunderstorm that's about to hit the area.
Oh, okay. So be careful, y'all. Yeah. Out here, the weather looks like it's gonna be ugly. We want everybody to be safe. The other night, tornadoes hit. Two tornadoes hit Clearwater.
Clearwater and Crystal River, Clearwater Beach, particularly in Crystal River. 2 EF2s, tornadoes, touchdown. And this was Thursday night, the 12th of October, in Clearwater in Pinellas County. So the weather is getting frightful outside.
And we also have a rip current statement until 8 p.m.
Have y'all been seeing like the I drove over to Tampa yesterday.
Yep.
It's been so hot and it's been choppy.
Yes.
Don't get on your, this is not a good time to get on your boats.
And we had two bridge advisories for all the major bridges and all the major causeways yesterday. The wind is really high.
Yeah, so be careful.
Be careful out there.
Yes, be careful. Yassine, do you have your picks for the day, the week?
Once I pull it up, then I will.
And we got the news too.
Yes.
Also have the news.
In the news.
I do have to pull up.
All right, we'll do the in the news.
In the news,
Can y'all hear me? It feels like my mic is down.
We can hear you. Put it up. I got you.
And if you would like to be a sponsor of In the News, please contact our team at Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Make sure we know that we can get you to help underwrite this section because we help our community. All right, In the News with Yassine and Dream.
So before he ruined it for me, Representative Matt Gaetz celebrated the House GOP's nomination of Majority Leader Steve Scalise for Speaker on Wednesday. Gaetz spoke on the matter saying, quote, "I'm excited for him. I can't wait to go vote for Steve Scalise. Long live Speaker Scalise." The Starbucks barista he was talking to, however, responded, "Sir, I don't even know who that is. Just tell me what you want in your coffee." New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez and his wife Nadine have been accused by the Justice Department of conspiring to act as a foreign agent for Egypt, according to new court documents unsealed Thursday. The superseding indictment filed in federal district court in New York charges Menendez with one count of conspiracy for a public official to act as an agent of a foreign principal, the Egyptian government and its officials. Federal law prohibits Menendez as a public official from serving as a foreign agent, further solidifying the senators as the world war spy. The name's Menendez. Bob Menendez.
Whenever you don't agree, you're a spy. Go ahead.
Yeah. World news, which for the next week is probably just going to be Hamas news. After Hamas attacked Israel, some U.S. Palestinians said that that American politicians and news outlets ignored underlying causes and took Israel's side even before the initial attacks, to which American politicians and media outlets responded with, "What? No, we would never intentionally and maliciously omit crucial context in order to victimize a group of people whose policies we outright and sometimes secretly support for no other reason than a treatment of what they refer to as minorities, completely rejecting the fact that they make up more than the population that are so-called victims, dude. That's crazy."
Thank you for the stars, Janice. Go ahead.
The Israeli government has not confirmed the specific claim that Hamas attackers cut off the heads of babies during the shock attack on Saturday. An Israeli official told CNN, contradicting a previous public statement by the prime minister, there have been cases of Hamas militants carrying out beheadings and other ISIS-style atrocities. However, we cannot confirm if the victims were men or women, soldiers or civilians, and adults or children, the official said. I'm just getting word in now that those same U.S. Palestinians are shouting, "See, what did I just tell you?" In local news, the St. Petersburg Police Department released video of a person of interest in a brawl and shooting that happened Saturday in downtown St. Pete and left 7 people injured. The video shows police who identified a suspect wearing a blue Sierra basketball jersey with the name James on the back. The person is believed to be 17 and 20 years old. And finally, our Florida man of the week. A Florida fisherman who was caught on surveillance video beating a shark to death with a hammer has been sentenced to 1 year probation in order to take fishing classes. Brian Waddle, 34 years old, who was caught on surveillance cameras going to town on a lemon shark with a hammer at Bicentennial Beach Park in Indian Harbor. He then dragged the fish back into the water, allegedly only after he noticed that people were watching him. Waddle has now been sentenced to 12 months of probation in order to pay a $336 fine, and Hal has to make a $250 donation to the Brevard Zoo, as well as completing an on-site shark fishing course with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation. That's our weekly news.
That's a lot. Florida man always bringing the heat.
Always.
Thank you so very much, Yassine.
So, Yassine the Dream, question: how did you do last week with your picks?
Not well. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't do well last week. But however,
it's a new week.
It's a new week, and if you did take my picks, then if you took all my picks at my word, then you did just lose a lot of money to a person that never went to high school. All right, week six. We got the Broncos and the Chiefs. They already played. Yeah, that was yesterday. So week 6 is gonna open up with, I think it's gonna be a Frankfurt game. It's either gonna be Frankfurt or London, but it's the Ravens versus the Titans. Ravens are injured the high heck, and the Titans just don't look good. So I would put my money on the Titans because.
Well, I'm going against you. I'm going to Ravens then.
You going to Ravens?
No, I'm just.
We got the Panthers and the Dolphins. The Dolphins are the only winless team in the NFL right now, and the Panthers are the only winless team in the NFL, and the Dolphins are one of our Super Bowl favorite. So I would just go.
We're going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins. I wouldn't pick the Panthers in this case.
Okay.
The Saints upset me as well as the Patriots, last week. But, however, they're going to get C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. I just think that...
The Saints taking it?
You know what? I'm giving you hope, New Orleans. I'm giving you hope.
Okay.
I hate you, but I'm giving you hope.
Okay, Saints it is.
Saints it is. Commanders, Falcons, Commanders.
Okay.
Not going to do much time on that. Colts and the Jaguars. The Colts, I think it's been 7 years and they still haven't been able to win in Jacksonville. They're playing in Jacksonville. They're going to lose in Jacksonville. I got the Jaguars.
Okay.
Seahawks, Bengals. That should be a close one. But I don't know what's happening with the Bengals right now. The Bengals just don't look good.
So Seahawks?
Yeah, this is the Seahawks. But Jamar Chase has been, we woke up or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Vikings, Bears. It's the worst. It's like the worst team, like the battle of the worst teams. I'm going with the Vikings.
Okay.
The Bears are just worse. 49ers and the Browns. That's not going to be a close game because. So the 49ers are they're favorites to actually win the Super Bowl. The Cleveland Browns are starting their second string quarterback.
So, all right. So 49ers.
Yeah. 49ers.
All right.
Raiders, Patriots. The Patriots are one of if not the worst teams in the NFL right now, and the Raiders are just as bad. But I gotta pick the Raiders.
Okay.
Because they beat the Packers. So Lions, Buccaneers. That's the creamsicle game, y'all. So
we're going with Bucks.
Yep. I got the Lions because it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Lions gonna come away with it. I'm gonna root for the Bucks, but I'm gonna be sad if they lose. Rams, Cardinals. The Cardinals. That's a good one. That's gonna be another close one.
So who you going with? Rams. It's at the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, I don't want to be wrong again. Eagles, Jets, Eagles. Bills, Giants. Bills are probably gonna win by like 50. Cowboys, Chargers. I gotta give it to the Chargers. I don't think the Cowboys are that good.
Okay.
It's not y'all year.
Okay.
All right. Those are my picks for this week. Don't judge me if y'all get it wrong.
But do if you get it right.
Yeah.
All right. So in the news, Jada and Will.
Oof.
Ooh.
Why do we both say Yes. Go ahead, Q.
Jada and Will. So we see that so we see that Jada has came out and said that her and Will has been separated since 2016.
Since 2016.
Right.
Heck of an actor, man.
Well, I'm gonna and they've been living separate lives since then.
Her best role is as herself.
I'm gonna say this is what you call the epitome of teamwork. This is what you see two people, soulmates that don't work together because they work together. They hid 7 years from us, even though the rumors out there, they still came up as a force to be reckoned with. They stood fast with each other. And also, I will say this is that nothing happens by accident with these two. I think they're planned. I think that they still work as a team. Like Jada did not release this information without going through Will first.
Or
and
writing a tell-all book.
Oh, so we're going to that too.
Okay.
So if you ever look any of these super tragic things that happen in their life, it helps Jada in a way. So the first time when you talked about August Alsina in this situationship,
entanglement.
Oh, it was the entangle. They called it entanglement, and then he dropped the stupid song "Entanglement."
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Like a regular dumb greenhorn duck that he is. Go ahead.
So the entanglement, it promoted the table, the red table, right? So it was to boost her ratings on there. They're now dropping that they've been separated for 7 years, which she is, to promote her book so that everybody want to read the juiciness of it. I also think that Will is okay with it. Because he is his career can stand any of these bullets that's coming because he's Will. He's a superstar. I mean, he's solid in there, and so yeah, that's why I stand with it. Where you going? I mean, I can elaborate, but go ahead.
Well, I think it's a shot in the foot of your argument that somehow black men are hard to get along with.
Okay, so let me say this. But we don't subscribe to all here. So
yes.
We're having a conversation. Not all black men, because I know some really successful marriages. So this is when I said that black men, we do a majority, a lot of them are. I'm sorry, but I know there's some that's not. I don't subscribe to all. So even when we're going back and forth, that there is an underlying statement that says I don't subscribe to all.
Well, let's just subscribe to one right here.
Okay,
and that's Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. And Jada's statement to TMZ that she did not want a divorce, even though they hadn't been living together, they had been separated. She had her own place, he had his own place. They didn't want to be. She didn't want to be divorced because she said that she had just made that promise that she just would never be divorced.
And Will did too. He said it. He said it too. And then, we could tell if you watch them, you could tell when their marriage changed because Will started calling her his life partner. Her and Will started referring to each other as life partners and not husband and wife. But go ahead.
Okay. So in all of this, Jada could have divorced Will, but she didn't. And she didn't because without Will, she's just a regular bald-head Baltimore chick who's in love with a dead man.
Oh, God.
And with Will, she's Jada Pinkett Smith, and she still has a bit of... See, what we call show business sometimes is just mutually endorsed sociopathy. I think that Jada Pinkett is a sociopath, and I think that Will Smith is a glutton for punishment. I think that if you read his book, then he pretty much said that he's always been a glutton for punishment because he called himself a coward. I think that this situation gives a really, really good breakdown to teach men how to leave women. Leave her. Leave her. Those two, it's a very small phrase. Leave her. Because individuals work from a scarcity mindset. They don't know how to leave a chick. But see, when you come up under real players, you understand that the name of the game is cop and blow. Meaning after you cop them, sometimes you got to blow them. And whatever it takes to blow them, you blow them. It would have spared Will the opportunity to slap Chris. Because remember, they weren't together when he slapped Chris. Keep my wife name. And he did that whole little greenhorn duck simp thing that he always pulls because that's just who he's always been. Now, I remember now, he didn't have to meet Jada. He had a whole wife when he met Jada. But what did Jada smell on this dude that she knew when she drug her snail trail across of him, nose was gonna be so wide open that he was gonna be ready to hop on anything he could. Now, why Jada leave him? For the same reason why a lot of women don't leave situations where they know their bread is buttered. Because she's, again, nothing without him. If he was easy to divorce, she would have divorced him. She couldn't divorce him, and he couldn't leave her. So, what's the moral of the story? I think Mudbone would say the moral of the story is it ain't got no moral. So, the moral of this story is learn how to leave women, men. Learn how to leave women, because behind every Jada, there are individuals who will love you the way you need to be and you should be and you want to be loved. Behind every Jada is that person, but you got to lead a Jada first. So learn how to lead women.
So
Will Smith had no right slapping Chris Rock.
So go back to the backstory. So they kind of came and talked about the Chris Rock and Will Smith slap, right?
Right.
And it said that Chris Rock knew that they were having marital problems and shot at Jada.
So Jada says, right.
And so that was Will way is like, hey, boom. But they say you'll find out in it. So where here we go is I'm gonna tell you, it's not men that need to leave women. People need to leave people in general when it doesn't work for you. And then again, who says it doesn't work? We're looking at it. They may be happy exactly where they at because they have done it for 7 years. So I'm going to say this, and y'all know I always say this, the two people in a relationship define it. We are out here looking at it and judging and telling them what they should do. Will leave her. Will may be happy exactly where he at. And then he may be miserable in that. So I'm going to say, listen, do what your heart desires. But if you're not getting what you need to get in any relationship, you need to reevaluate it and make sure that and see if it still works for you.
Ask yourself as listeners, the person that let's say you found a person that's really good and that person really vibes for you, right? Aren't you glad that they left their ex? See, that's the thing. See, that's the back end that we don't look at, that we don't think about, is that we meet people. Sometimes we're not the first person that person's ever met. Sometimes the person that we are absolutely fitting with and in love with and work with, that person was with somebody before us that they should have left.
I mean, we always say, like, somebody's trash is somebody else's treasure. We say that. So what did I just say? Is that it's an acquired taste. And then don't do it for everybody. Right. You know what I mean? And we're looking in from the outside, looking into their relationship. Again, this may work for them.
It may, but sometimes, Q, if you don't take out the trash, to make your whole house stink.
It does.
So that's what I'm saying.
But some people like stinky houses.
Some people like stinky. Some people like stinky women. Some people like bald head bras from Baltimore.
They
obviously,
do. You know what? And when you walk in the house, they don't smell the stink. Yeah. You know what? People are in relationships. Everybody else is like, yo, get out. Right. Get out. And they like, oh, I love it here. You know what I mean? And so this is it. So Jada, so listen, I think Jada and Will know what they're doing. We're talking about Jada right now. We're talking about Will. They're back in the news. They're entertainers. We've seen the entertainment. You've seen that they're acting. They showed up at award ceremony together. They still matching clothes. They're doing all of that other snazz and jazz. So I mean, listen, it is what it is.
So the real fool is Chris Rock for getting slapped and not doing something back. So that's the real fool, right? I guess.
And then honestly,
if I got slapped like that, I leave everything. That's what I'm saying.
And then on top of that, I had somebody say that like they feel like that was fake.
That slap was fake?
Yeah, they was like it was all made up. Yeah, we don't see the mark that was left. It don't matter. It could have been taught. This is entertainment. We forget that this is entertainment. They're all actors. And so we put a lot in emphasis on entertainment and other people's lives, and then we try to, figure it all out.
If you were hosting, would you let Jada come on stage and slap you?
I'm a whole nother person.
We don't subscribe to all, but let's just take this little particularity right here. If you were hosting, would you let what Paris Hilton would have came up there?
So
would you let Paris Hilton come up there and slap you, Q?
I'm from St. Pete. and St. Pete would have came out of, like Kelly Rowland used to tell Cheyenne, bring that St. Pete out. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that
I
would
mean,
have been bad. Like,
it wouldn't. You know what I mean? We would have had a whole nother story.
it'd have been a whole misunderstanding, right?
The Grammys would have been strictly the Oscars. The Oscars would have been called Qiana at that point because that's all. Yeah, you know.
You can't slap me for entertainment. Like, it would have been better if you would have punched him. It really would have been better if you'd have close hand punched him. Then see, for a man, and again, we don't subscribe to all, but for all the men I know, being slapped is way worse than being punched.
Anybody being slapped, that's so disrespectful for somebody to come and slap.
Yeah, and they just walked on stage till they didn't even say nothing.
Yeah,
you know what?
Like Chris Paul going to like put out his hand like for a handshake or something.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that Will didn't finish the job. I think that's the part that made all real players upset. Is that Will didn't finish the job. Will, when he slapped Chris, he turned around, turned his back on, he walked away, he fixed his jacket. When he went and sat down, he should have slapped fire to Jada.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh no.
Express.
Yeah,
okay, so we're at that. We're done with Will and Jada. We're done.
Send all of your complaints. Email them all the time.
Breakfast Club. We're not promoting.
Send them to Qiana. Send them to everybody else. After he slapped. After he slapped Chris Rock. Will didn't finish the job. That's what real players get upset
at. Because Jada was just sitting there minding her business at this point.
She was being Palpatine. She was sitting there being Palpatine, rolling her eyes. Jada should get a lot more than that for a lot of things. No.
Okay, so what's the ask Qiana? Oh, we got to go
into Hamas, Israel.
Well, we got the book of the day.
Oh, yeah.
We got 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I ain't gonna take long.
Okay, go ahead.
I ain't gonna you got to jump out my segment when I said it. Will Smith should have slapped.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Listen, no.
We're not promoting violence, so let's go.
What? Excuse me.
Yes.
You know I promote violence. I don't know how this works, y'all, but yes.
We know what we're talking about. No.
Brother Donnie is the person who says that violence works. So, I mean, listen, if that's the case, that's the case. That might not fly with a lot of people. But listen, violence works. I'm going to say that. Okay, so we can leave that alone. We can leave it at that
because I'm not totally. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna leave it. Let's go.
I know, because we're from St. Pete. Book of the day is "They Were Her Property." Right? It's by Stephanie E. Jones Rogers, and it's "They Were Her Property: White Women as Slave Owners in the American South." If you understand history, you understand that history is how we get our interests. Your interests are determined by your history. If you do not have a particular history, then you should not logically have particular interests. The thing that hasn't been looked at is the ownership of African people in the system of the forced labor and African human trafficking economy that we call slavery by white women. For some reason, white women have been erased from the historical record as slave owners and as slave masters. In fact, what this book, "They Were Her Property," does is it places white women in their rightful role as not just the procurers of enslaved African people, but as people who profited heavily and developed generational wealth from the enslavement of African people, not just as the wives of white slave owning men, but as actual major slave owners themselves. We know that George Washington became one of the wealthiest men in the colonies because he married Martha Custis. When he married Martha Custis, she was Martha Custis, a white woman, was the largest slave owner in Virginia. The entire slavery system, the entire African forced labor economy that powered the whole world and brought the world from feudalism into modern capitalism was at least in half the responsibility of white women. When you understand this, you know that coming out of the postbellum period, the late 19th century, the century that gave us the women's suffrage movement and the century that gave us first wave feminism, was an era where the ideas that led to feminism were ideas that were sponsored, backed, and governed by white women to the exclusion of black women. When you adopt these mentalities and you adopt these ideologies, know that you're not adopting ideologies and mentalities. I talk about this when I talk about early feminism that came with black people in mind. When you talk about reproductive health, when you talk about the management of families, all of these ideas, the access to abortion, the access to marriage dissolution, the access to all of the things that we try to say are quote unquote pro-woman. These things have historical roots. And what they come out of is they come out of a root of a massive wealth movement from white women who own slaves to now white women being under the subordination of white men saying we want more rights. And then you have other women attaching themselves to that argument and saying that, oh, we don't want to be underneath the patriarchy either. There was never a patriarchy among African men and African women in the United States. White women so-called suffered under that system because they lost the wealth that they had from the production, the procuration, and the sale, the manufacture, and the marketing of African people. They were her property. And this is the book, this is the argument, and it's something that really should be studied before we latch on to movements that we don't have a place in or a place with historically. Remember, your history determines your interests. They Were Her Property by Stephanie E. Jones Rogers. White Women as Slave Owners in the American South.
Okay, there you go.
Book of the day brought to you by the Barbershop Book Club. The Barbershop Book Club helps motivate kids by offering a free cut and a free book to whoever reads it aloud while getting their fresh cut.
All right, and if you want to know more about that, hit up the Barbershop Book Club on Facebook. And yes, go ahead. The Ask Qiana.
Ask Qiana. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Qiana, my husband and I are in our 40s. Last year, we decided to make a very big change in our lives. We decided to seek out a second wife or sister wife for my husband. I was completely on board with it at first. He reached out to a woman he knew years ago and asked if she would consider joining our family. However, I started getting this feeling that she wasn't the right woman to bring into our family. She ignored many of my in-depth questions about why she wanted to live this type of life. I've expressed to my husband that I no longer want her in my life, and it has reached the point that I no longer want to live a plural lifestyle. I felt bad that I'm the one who changed my mind, so I agreed to follow them to continue a relationship, as long as they kept me out of it, and he keeps her out of my home and my life. I don't understand how he can continue living this way, living two separate lives and be okay with it. We've been together more than 20 years, and I don't want to leave, but how can I continue loving a man with my whole heart and soul when he loves me with part of his?
Wow.
Okay, so listen, we'll go to this. The two people in a relationship define what this relationship looks like, right? But it sounds like only one person defined what this relationship looks like. I think that you went in there on the same page, but then y'all did not define the rules to it. And what we find out is with the miscommunication and with no rules set up, somebody is left hanging and feeling as if they're not getting what they needed in this situation. To please multiple people is very hard. I want to say that when you go, I watch Sister Wives, right? On TLC. His whole life is, you look at the backstory on it, they weren't happy for years. And now it's all playing out on TV. And he's ending up with one wife at this point, because to devote yourself to multiple people, somebody is gonna not get what they need. Right at that point in time. And if y'all decided as a unit that y'all was gonna do it, as a unit, y'all should decide that it no longer works. And because you are his wife, the one that he originally spent his life with 20 years, you should matter. Your opinion should hold some weight. And if y'all went in there together, if you're not happy, if it don't work for you, then it don't work for him. And the fact that he like, oh, well, that means that there wasn't clear definition and you did not define what this looked like. And you got into something that sounded good, but you really wasn't ready for it. You know, so that's kind of where I stand with it. I'm not going to tell you to leave your husband, but leave your husband.
Let it be with that other girl, man.
No, I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, honestly, if it's something that you can't live with, and I know that you, your husband, because he's devoted 20 years to you, and in any relationship, you want to think that you're something special to them, right? And that your relationship holds more weight than any other relationship that they've been with, especially when the views expressed, Shayna. You want to feel that what you have set you apart from everybody else, right? And like you said, Donnie, you said it, we talked about it. You want somebody that wake up every morning and choose you.
Not y'all, right?
choose you.
You said choose you, not y'all.
Not y'all. And I mean, some people, you know, it may work for some people,
right.
And you know, but it sounds like it's not working for y'all. Another mistake is that he went back to his past and picked somebody. What I know about this, and again, y'all can do it. Y'all can hear whatever is, you know, y'all can fall in wherever you want to, but y'all are supposed to pick the person together.
Come on now.
Right? And honestly, in this sister wife stuff, it's the wife who picks the other wife.
The rules of polygyny. Yes, thank you for bringing that in, Q. And that's funny that you said that. But I just wanted, what if he went back and chose his soulmate?
Oh Lord!
See what I'm saying?
They did have unfinished business, apparently. Apparently, they.
But again, so listen, it's the wife, right, that chooses the other wife, because the wife has to get along with the other wife. They have to work hand in hand together. And then the man say, hey, this works for me too. If not, y'all go back out. It's not the man who chooses.
To a degree. And I listen, I can't do anything but sign on. I think that there are rules with polygyny.
It is.
And, you know, and I believe in polygyny. Personally, I believe in polygyny.
But just not for his life. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, not the way he did it. And especially, I believe in polygyny for American Africans, because there are 2 million more American African black women than there are black men in the United States. And that's not even taking into account the black men who aren't attracted to women and the black men who are locked away in prison houses, by the millions. So you end up with a dearth of men for women. And you end up with, in American African communities now, roughly 70% of children being born to only a mother and a household, because we've adopted a foreign system that says that monogamy works. Monogamy ain't never worked for white people. So you know it ain't gonna never work for black people. Monogamy is nothing but a tool of social control. But I understand what you're saying. I believe that the rules for polygyny are, if a man has a child with a woman, then, and that woman is not already married, then that man should make that woman who he's had that child with his wife. Because if he doesn't, the state definitely will. They just are going to deny him the access to have any kind of sexual intercourse with her. But he still got to pay. He still got to take care of, and he should want to. A man should want to pay for his child. A man should want to pay for the woman who had his child. If he's already married and he has a woman that he has impregnated, I believe that that woman should be forced, if not by the state, by the community, to be that man's wife. I think that that's the way it should go. If she chooses, I think that then rather that man should be compelled to be that woman's husband. Now, let me rephrase that. She shouldn't be forced to be his wife. He should be compelled to be her husband. That will stop men just impregnating women and being able to bounce, because you can't bounce if that's your wife. If you can't bounce, if you get her pregnant and you know she moving in.
No. People bounce. They leave their wives.
Oh no.
Oh no, they leave their wives.
No. But it's very difficult to leave your wife if she lives with you. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
it's really so. You know what? So any relationship is hard to leave when you live with somebody.
Yeah, right. So what I'm saying is, I'm saying that if a man has a quote unquote, and I hate to use the term, baby mama, if he's married and he's already married, but he's already impregnated somebody else, thank you, sir. You just have 2 wives now. Now you impregnate 3. Thank you, sir. Now you have 3. You have the financial and the social responsibility to take care of every woman as a wife whom you have a child with, and that's what I think. So, I think they were stupid because they didn't have anything to tie them together, and they had nothing to tie them together except want to. So it's easy to break up want to. You just don't want to no more.
Right.
Right. So, but I think that you should have, when you have a child, now you have a family with somebody, and then you should have a plural marriage, a plural family.
Yeah. So I think so. Writer. Yeah. And as you have the right to say that this does not work for you, just like y'all had the right to wake up and say, hey, we want to try it. Some things you try, you realize it doesn't work, you know, and you're going to have a hard conversation with your spouse and let them really, it's kind of like, hey, what are you choosing? And because if it no longer serves you and it doesn't fit for you, then what do you, when you have old shoes,
I know what he's
saying.
I know. I'm not with you.
Especially when that sister wife have a snapping turtle.
I know, my Lord.
I'm sorry.
I just needed this.
That's a snapping turtle. She walking around with a snow snapping turtle. Your first wife that had 7 kids, and now the sister wife that came in. Her life has been terrible. She 20 years. She be 20 years sober. Her life has been awful. She came into marriage with a snapping turtle, and now Cub ready to throw the battle axe out. That's terrible.
Okay, so listen,
that's terrible,
we have
sir.
3 minutes.
Shame on you, sir.
Final thoughts. I'm just gonna go to the final thoughts because next up we got Sister Hughes. Lose your
Jeff
shoes.
said that snapping turtle make you act right.
Shout out to King Jab. And shout out to all the sisters. Shout out to all the sisters with the snapping turtle.
If you could see me right now, you would. Oh my Lord.
It's a snapping turtle.
I cannot make this stuff up. So, listen, Sister Hughes, lose your shoes. Coming up next. What's your final thought? And don't talk about the snapping turtle. No. Go ahead. Final thought.
Expand your gangster. Make sure that you expand your paradigms and understand where you are in society and understand how you relate to society. Make sure you always expand your gangster.
Go ahead.
Huge news next week. I'm gonna keep it there, but my granddad keeps wanting me to say this, but everybody loves a winner, but if you lose alone.
Oh my God, that's my dad.
My granddad just keep telling me to say
he keep
helping me to say it, so I'll say it for you, granddad. Please leave me alone about it.
Tell that to the first wife. Everybody loves a winner, but when you lose alone. So in the turtle competition, you might have lost that one.
Okay, so listen. Gear up for this weekend. Enjoy life. Be safe out there because it's supposed to be bad weather today. Yeah, be the change you want to be or see. Write down those 5 things, right? That made you smile, giggle, feel good. Yeah, all of that jazz. All right. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I've enjoyed myself this Freestyle Friday. We will see y'all on Monday. This has been Qiana.
I am You Seen the Dream.
And this is the intellectual gangster, your brother Donnell, Professor.
Yes, and this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, and we're out.